Get free tech advice for your business from O2 Gurus. Search O2 Business for more.
Hey guys, welcome to BTech. It's Basil here comparing the Samsung Galaxy Note 4, the phone that I currently use at the moment, with the HTC One M9, the phone HTC hopes I will be using when it comes out. Keep watching this video to find out exactly how they stack up against each other. And if you just want an in-depth HTC One M9 hands-on video, then click the link in the description below. First off, design, totally different. The Samsung Galaxy Note 4 does sport a metal frame, which is ace, but it is still a plastic-built device. You have a plastic back cover and all the plastic is coming in contact with your hands. Metal, all metal is coming in contact with your hands on the HTC One M9. Beautiful, and it's got much more angular corners than the M8. It doesn't feel as soft in the hand, but it definitely sets more of a presence and it's easier to keep a hold of, which is great. Around the back, you've got the square camera surround, so it really is a little bit different, but ultimately you've got the same overall look and feel as found on the HTC One M8, which is no bad thing at all. As you can see, there are different sizes as well, 5-inch display versus 5.7-inch display, quad HD resolution versus full HD resolution. We don't mind having full HD res on a device of this size, 5 inches. You've also got front-facing stereo speakers on the HTC One and a high resolution front-facing camera, specifically an ultra-pixel camera. So what that means is that you are going to get really phenomenal low-light performance for all of your selfies, and we've tested it and it really does look great. As for the Samsung Galaxy Note 4, 2 capacitive buttons either side of a physical home button, which doubles up as a fingerprint scanner as well. Metal frame, like we said, available in a range of colors. It does feel much richer than old Samsung devices in the hand. You can see on the right hand side you've got the power button down at the base, you've got a micro USB connector and the S Pen slot. The S Pen is an amazing tool for anyone who sketches or just likes to write a lot. On the left hand side you've got a volume rocker, up at the top 3.5mm jack and infrared blaster, heart rate monitor and a 16 megapixel camera with optical image stabilization. The whole phone is really great for the most part. There's literally only one gripe we really have with it, and that is performance after a long time using it. But ultimately, if you buy it fresh, you're going to get an awesome phone. As to, we reckon, will you get with the HTC One M9. Design-wise, it is better. It just feels richer in the hand, and ultimately, we don't think any phone has really come close to this other than the HTC One M8 and arguably the iPhone. If you look on the right-hand side, you can see volume buttons and a power button, nano SIM slot down at the base, micro USB connector and 3.5mm jack. Left-hand side, you've got that micro SD card slot, and up at the top, infrared blaster. It's awesome. HTC's chucked 32 gig of internal memory on here, so both of these phones pack loads and loads of memory out of the box, as well as micro SD expandability, up to 128 extra gigabytes. The screens are different technologies. You've got AMOLED versus SLCD3. Not full HD, no issues whatsoever there. We don't need full HD on a 5-inch panel, especially if it's going to save us battery. The quad HD display on the 5.7-inch screen on the Samsung Galaxy Note 4, however, is much appreciated. Bringing it closer into frame, you are not going to make a pixel out even if you try. Neither will you really on the HTC One M9, given the fact it's a smaller display, 441 pixels per inch on the HTC One M9, and that's versus 515 pixels per inch on the Samsung Galaxy Note 4. As for what's inside, it's TouchWiz versus HTC's Sense user interface. TouchWiz is good and bad. It's good because you get some value adds, you get Galaxy gifts, some free apps out of the box. It's bad because you have to deal with My Magazine UX or Flipboard briefing. You also have a UI that slows down just that little bit too much. Press the multitask button. Very often you'll have to wait quite a long time for stuff to happen. Press the home button, it can take a while to go back home. It doesn't happen now, but also within your camera UI, TouchWiz just really does slow down the moments you don't want it to slow down. You do have a lot of customizations though to the user interface. You've got a pull down notifications tray, 2 fingers for quick toggles, and of course an applications tray that you can organize into folders quite easily. Ultimately, the whole user experience really is made amazing because of the S Pen. You can do a whole load of stuff. Check out our S Pen tutorial videos to see exactly what that is. We'll link 3 descriptions below. As for the One M8, this has this has Sense 7, which will hopefully roll out to the M8. We're sure it will. It looks really clean, fresh, just like the M8
8 did before it. But with Sense 7, you've got some improvements in the form of theming, and you've got, as you can see, shortcuts that you can apply to the base, which do things like let you pull down the notifications bar without having to reach to the top of the screen. Big devices, this is a nice consideration. You've also got these suggested applications. These will figure out where you are, whether you're out, whether you're at home, whether you're at work, and it will populate it with the applications that you use when you're in those locations. Pretty sweet going. Pull down notifications tray is stock Lollipop, as this thing has Lollipop as opposed to Android 4.4 on the Note 4, and applications tray, which you can customize into a 3x4 or 4x5 grid. What's also incredible is the fact that you can theme your HTC One M9 really easily. So if I, for example, wanted to create a Samsung Galaxy Note 4 theme, I could tap through on that, take a picture, takes nice and quickly, opens the picture nice and quickly. First off, let me edit the picture because I think that's a little bit of a boring picture. So if I jump into effects, I can do something called prismatic. This kind of makes a Zelda, Legend of Zelda type diamond on top, or you can get various kind of shapes over it. And I can drag that around. So as you can see, I've thrown a prism on there, so that's fun-ish. I can press the tick button, then I end up with an all new picture. What I can do with that picture is, once it finished processing, I can turn that picture into a theme. So processing done, save successful, tap on that picture again, click themes, crop that picture down into the element I want to actually turn into a theme. So I just really want that diamond and the corner there, so like so, and then tap on that, crop done, and I've just created an entirely new theme based on a ridiculously abstract random picture that I've taken. What it has done is it's taken the key colors from that theme and it has created a whole user interface around them, including an entire icon set. Bringing that closer into frame, you can see, and if I wanted to apply that, I could do it very nice and easily. You also get a load of pre-installed themes, and I'll actually apply one now so that you can see the pre-installed themes look really great, a lot of them, and they bring out the colors on the phone really nicely, i.e. the gold finish on the right hand side. So if I jump out of my theme I created around my cat and jump into this theme right here, click apply, click yes, it'll take about 10 seconds or so to apply. There isn't too much waiting on here despite how it looks, and the theme has been applied to the entire phone. That's pretty standard amount of waiting time for applying a new theme. And again, the accents just really pick up nicely. This also encourages me to say that this phone is a more unisex phone than the M8, and arguably than the Note. The Note is very big. If you have a handbag, great. It is available in a range of colors, but the black version is very masculine. The white version looks a little bit more feminine, a little bit sporty. Jumping out of the user interfaces, and the camera UIs are totally different. The HTC One M9 packs manual features, for example, and of course you can do cool stuff like control your shutter speed and your focus, so we can lock down to manual focus so we can get the closest focal range possible. This will enable things like light trails, etc. The Samsung UI is more automated. It looks quite complicated, but ultimately you just have a few key options such as grid lines and a few others that don't actually impact the way you take a picture too much. But you do have modes that you can throw on here. A little bit more consumer, a little bit fun. The post-processing that we showed you earlier in terms of the effects you can apply to the HTC One camera really do separate it, and we ultimately prefer the HTC camera experience loads. Having said that, the optical image stabilization on the Samsung Galaxy Note 4 will arguably make a much better picture for low light, given our limited experience with the HTC One M9's camera in low light. In good lighting though, both should deliver really nice detailed results. As far as other multimedia goes, movies will look great on them. The speaker is instantly going to be better on the HTC One M9. The screen may be better based on its size for videos and stuff like that, and movies, Netflix applications like those. Given the fact it's also sharper, it'll also probably be that little bit better for text as well. The AMOLED screen also is beautiful for photos, and generally big screens are good for sharing content on. Ultimately though, what you end up with is a bigger phone though, so that is obviously a consideration too. Qualcomm Snapdragon 805, Qualcomm Snapdragon 810, 64-bit, 32-bit. You've got octa-core processing power inside here. 1.5 gig is 4 cores, 2 gig is another 4 cores. Both have 3 gig of RAM, both have 32 gig internal memory as standard, both expandable by micro SD card. Both have nice large batteries. You've got a 3220 mAh cell in the Samsung Galaxy Note 4, and you've got a 2840 mAh cell You've got a 3220 milliamp cell in the Samsung Galaxy Note 4, and you've got a 2840 milliamp cell in the HTC One M9. Therefore, two great phones. Do you want to put your phone in your pocket? Do you want to put your phone in your bag? Do you want a phablet? Do you want a small phone? Whichever one of these you get, you really can't go wrong. Also, the S Pen is a major consideration, as are the boom sound speakers and that really fun theming you can apply. Thanks for watching BTech. Hopefully you enjoyed our comparison between Samsung's finest and HTC's finest. If you did, click that like button. If you like BTech in general, then subscribe. And of course, if you've got any questions about either phone, shoot them in the comments section below. Thanks for watching BTech.